There we go. Good evening, everybody. It is Friday night here at the BTA Network, and since it's Friday, that means it's game night. And tonight, it's number 2 for trivia. And yes, you see at the bottom, if you're thirsty for knowledge, drink an encyclopedia. No, we're kidding. And the points do not matter. We're just doing this all for fun. I'm your host for tonight. I am on Blogstream. I'm currently joined on the line by 3 of my crazy cohorts. First, to my bottom left, we have our resident joker, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hello everyone, how's it going? Happy Friday!
Yep. And stepping away for the moment is our tiny sus Janet.
Alright, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. And below me is our man from the Bronx, Sajo. Hello, Sajo.
What's up? How's it going? Happy
Right.
Friday.
Yep.
And happy Friday 13.
Oh, that's right. It is Friday the 13th. So if you suffer from triskaidekaphobia... Yeah, so if you suffer from triskaidekaphobia, we apologize.
Yeah, we survived it.
Yep. I didn't have anything to worry about really today.
Neither did I, except trying to stay cool.
Yeah, but let's see. Of course, tomorrow is Flag Day. Sunday is Father's Day. There's a lot going on this weekend.
And Among Us birthday.
Oh, that's right. Yep, Among Us is turning 7?
Yes, 7.
Yep,
And
nice.
for those of you, and maybe tomorrow, the rest of you guys can get the Among Us 7-year birthday hat. I already got mine. But anyway, like I started to tell Mike.
Okay, now here's the thing. Don't mention names, but you can tell the story.
We were eating dinner, and there was this family, father, mother, 4-year-old daughter. And she was adorable. She was one of those 4-year-old picky eaters. Mom said she ate good at school, so it wasn't too bad. She saw me come back to the table with a little dish of icy slush. I want that. So Dad got her a little bit of icy slush. And she saw me come, she had been wanting an ice cream cone, so I was eating my ice cream cone, and here's what she did. She pointed at my ice cream cone. Dad got her one, and she was so adorable.
I have to do this on your computer later. Dang
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yep. All right. So anyway, I'll tell you this. My house this afternoon about 4:30. A lot of stormy weather here.
I'm not for that.
Oh, you know the dip at the bottom of your street?
Yeah.
In front of your house? Did it get a lot of water in it?
Yeah. And I'll tell you this. When I was coming home, there's that one big dip in the street. It looked to me like it probably had flooded, but it was receding at that point. So, because when you get a lot of rain that quickly, that one little street will flood fast. So,
All right.
here's me. All right, so it is trivia night. Shall we get started?
Yes. Go right ahead.
Okay.
And I'll answer if I can.
All right. Here's a fun little question. What was the first UK #1 hit song that featured a full sentence question as its title?
What group? By what group?
It doesn't say. It just asks, what was the first UK #1 hit song that featured a full sentence question as its title?
Do you love me?
No.
Do you love me?
Nope. That's not it. Here's a
Can you
clue.
give a hint without giving it away?
Let's see. Ruff, ruff.
Who let the dogs out?
No?
That doesn't help.
Okay. The cost of the canine on the pain.
Cost of a canine. How much is that doggy in the window?
That's it. That's the title.
How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. Okay. Next.
Okay.
Or in the case of OG, how much is that gorilla in the window?
Mm-hmm.
Remember OG from Magilla
Yeah.
Gorilla?
Yeah. Let's see.
Your turn, Mike.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of something, so I'll be just a couple minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, here's a good one. What species of animal has 3 hearts?
A cow?
No.
No, that's the stomachs.
Yeah.
Cows have 3 stomachs. What was the question again?
What species of animal has 3 hearts?
One of the doctor's pets?
No. Here's a clue. It's an undersea creature.
Octopus.
Yep. Got it.
Yeah. The octopi have 3 hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Because living underwater, they have to have the extra heart to pump the extra oxygen so it can exist under the sea.
Right. Okay. What fruit was once known as the forbidden fruit?
Apple.
No.
Peach,
Nope.
orange,
Nope.
kiwi.
No, wait, let me give you this clue. It's the one thing you would never expect to be a fruit.
A tomato?
Yep, the tomato.
Oh wow.
Well, technically, a tomato is not a vegetable. A tomato is a fruit because it
Right.
has seeds.
That's right.
If that's true, then how come we have been calling a tomato a vegetable all this time?
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is the only edible food that never expires?
The only edible food that I would think all foods expire sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but there is one that doesn't.
Honey.
Yep, honey.
May not expire, but if you don't use it up right away, it will sugar. You know, it will turn to sugar.
Honey, because I've been told a lot about it. Is it doesn't expire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't expire, Sajo, but if you don't use it up right away, it will turn to sugar.
Here's a good one. Which movie featured the first use of the word dude?
Oh God, what is that movie? Oh, what is that? Oh God,
Jeff
the movie
Jeff Bridges was in it. And it isn't Tron.
I want to say, no, Jeff Bridges wasn't in that. And I can't think of the name of the movie.
Dumb and Dumber.
No?
No.
What's the opposite of small?
Paul?
Big.
Uh-huh.
Big. Big Brother?
No.
Big?
The Big Lebowski.
Ah.
Oh, never heard of that movie before.
Oh,
Well, I
I've
have,
seen,
but I haven't seen it.
yeah, there's bits and pieces of it, but you see, for the most part, you see Jeff Bridges basically wearing like a t-shirt and a robe all over the place.
Okay. Come to think of it, that movie was on not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
On my end, anyway.
Yep.
I got it. I put the new SD card on.
Next.
Let's see. Give me a second here.
When you have a chance, I'm gonna give you this too. How about the Pikachu one?
Oh.
Okay, let's see.
Oh no,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
turning the end of my fingers orange.
All right. What rare animal was kept on the British submarine, the HMS Trident, for 6 weeks during World War II?
An animal?
Yep.
A dog? A cat? A horse?
No.
A pig?
No. This should give it away. Rudolph.
A reindeer?
Yep.
Rudolph. Hey, did that particular reindeer have a red nose?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Oh, this is gonna be funny. Of course, that might be the maybe. In 2011, what ratio of okay? In 2011, what ratio of divorce filings mentioned Facebook in their deposition?
75%.
A little too high.
70%.
Lower.
60%.
Lower.
50%.
Lower.
40%.
40%.
Yeah.
40%.
A little lower.
39.
35.
38.
I'll give it to Sajo. It's 1 out of every 3 divorce filings, about 33.3%. So I'll give that one to
I
Sajo.
was working my way down there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But, got it done.
What well-known crispy chocolate candy is sold in baked potato flavor in Japan?
Lay's potato chips. Lay's
No,
potato
no,
chips.
no, no. Listen to the question. What well-known crispy chocolate candy is sold in baked potato flavor in Japan?
The Crunch Bar.
No. You've seen this on I've seen it on Amazon and such. It's the Kit Kat. Remember?
Kit Kat.
Oh,
Yeah, remember the Kit Kats has some of the weird flavors like green tea, baked potato.
Now, green tea's not so weird. It's the baked potato and wasabi flavor that get to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I should know about the different weird snacks. I have Eric Surf 6. He goes to the different vending machines and gets all the different things to try.
Oh, this is a good one. Between 1992 and 1995, what strange government-run
That's so close,
hotline
yeah.
existed in the UK?
Here's the scissors if you need.
What strange, what, Shirley?
What strange government-run hotline existed in the UK?
The UFO hotline?
No.
I'm not sure that's the only one I can think of.
Okay, let me try giving you this one. Oh, and Craig in the chat room says hi. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Craig. How's
All
it
right.
going?
Hi, Craig.
Okay.
I'm back. No.
Let's see. Okay, when you're driving down the highway or the interstate, and they've got to take one lane out for construction and all, what do they use to separate the roads?
Bollocks.
the pavement.
No. What's used to divert the traffic to one lane?
Bollocks.
Detour.
Yeah, but what are the little things they use?
You mean besides another name for traffic cones? Bollocks.
Oh, that's it. No, traffic cones. That's it. That's what I was trying to say. Traffic cones.
Okay.
But yes, a hotline for reporting the locations of errant traffic cones.
Yep, when it involves construction.
Mm-hmm.
All over the city.
What Chinese insult that loosely resembles English's bastard has a funny meaning when translated? I may have to tell you this one because...
Baka. Baka.
No, that's Japanese. I'll have to tell you this
Go
one.
ahead.
I'll have to tell you this one. It's Wang Ba Dan, or tortoise egg?
I need those.
Ay,
On the dot.
Is it?
Yep.
Is it?
Wamada Dorisay.
Well, that's one thing we could spring on Frodo when he's least expects it.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
What?
Taka is an idiot
Yeah.
in Japanese.
Yep. What famous superhero is referenced in over 40 episodes of Seinfeld?
Superman,
Yep.
Batman.
Superman. You got it, Janet.
Hope I don't go into a food coma.
Oh, this is going to be hilarious. All right. Flowers are able to stand up straight for up to a week longer than they normally would because if a certain medication gets put into the vase. What's the medication?
Aspirin.
No.
Aspirin.
No. This school ought to really give it away. Erectile dysfunction.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh.
Viagra?
Yep, Viagra.
Oh.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. Yep. But here's what it is. Viagra, known to aid with erectile dysfunction, has a funny reaction when put in a vase with flowers. What happens? The flowers stand up straight for up to a week longer than they normally would.
It's like giving it's like ecstasy with a boner.
Yeah.
With a human boner. Oh.
Yeah, meet the floral boner.
I remember an episode of 1,000 Ways to Die.
Uh-huh.
The guy was getting it on with two different women. And one gave the guy a dose of Viagra.
Mm-hmm.
This other woman gave him a dose of Viagra. Let's just say he got stuck.
Hmm.
In other words, his erection lasted over 4 hours. Anyway, next question.
Okay. What science pioneer also invented the spinning office chair?
You did that question before and I can't remember the answer.
Well, he did talk about evolution.
The theory of, oh God. Take it, Mike. My brain ain't working.
What's the question?
What science pioneer invented the spinning office chair and he wrote the theory of evolution?
I have no idea.
Not even close.
Charles Darwin.
Okay.
How did Charles Darwin invent the spinning office chair?
Probably needed something to move around with instead of having to get up all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, even sometimes my brain goes into the fart mode.
Well, sometimes I suffer from egg bomb. Sometimes I suffer from the bombs, butt bombs. Only instead of, never mind. Let's just go before I make an ass of myself.
Okay. Within 5%, what percentage of songs played on Canadian radio must be made by Canadian recording artists?
50%.
Too high.
40%.
I'm gonna give it to you. It's within the 5%. 35%.
That would have been my next guess. Next.
Ooh, I don't know if I want to ask. Nah, if I ask this question, it's gonna gross people out.
Go ahead and ask it. If it's too gross, we won't answer it.
Okay. What's so special about Kazu Mazu, a Sardinian cheese?
It is, I have seen it on Bizarre Foods. They make it with fly maggots.
Yep, that's correct. It contains live maggots, making it somewhat dangerous to consume.
Oh.
Well, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yet the
I already ate
Sardinians
dinner, so I'm
make
good.
them eat it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to be getting coffee.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the Sardinians eat it. They probably pick the maggots out of the cheese.
Yeah. Okay, here's a good one. What type of apparel is exempt from taxes in Texas?
Chaps, cowboy boots,
Janet, you got it.
cowboy hats.
Janet, stop. You got it. Cowboy boots. They're not taxed in Texas. Oh, God. This one's going to make you laugh. What unlikely fluid was taxed by Roman Emperor Vespasian in the 1st century AD?
What?
What unlikely fluid was taxed by Roman Emperor Vespasian in the 1st century AD?
Pee.
That's it.
What?
He put a tax on urine.
Oh my.
Oh my God.
You got one right, Jack.
Ooh.
All right. What other bizarre question are you going to ask us?
Well, let's see. Oh, here's a good one. What was the first ever sport played in space?
Basketball?
Yes.
Boy, I'm doing good tonight. Next.
Let's see. Thank you. Next. Okay. Oh, here's me. All right, which country is known as the land of fire and ice?
Iceland,
Yep, got it.
and they have a volcano that's erupting right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also they got the hot springs.
Yeah. Yeah, they get
Did
their...
you know, I believe it's in Iceland that they use those hot springs to heat their houses.
Yep,
and
geothermal
cook
energy.
with.
Geothermal...
Geothermal energy.
Yep, I think the episode of Mask for that one.
Yeah. I watched a video on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
about Iceland.
Okay.
Next.
All right. What's the name of the kingdom in the movie Frozen?
Ariel?
You're close. It's pronounced Arendelle.
Arendelle. So don't give it to me.
Okay.
Let's just want to.
All right. What is Elvis Presley's middle name?
Aaron.
Yup.
Sorry, Mike. I don't mean to jump on you.
Oh, Mike's doing something. It's okay.
I'm working on stuff at the moment.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Elvis Aaron Presley.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Which company developed the video game Fortnite?
Sega, Nintendo.
Epic?
Yes. Mike got it.
Sounds
Mike got it. Mike got it. It's epic.
Epic
Okay.
Games.
Yep.
okay.
All right. There's a good classic one. What is the name of the first electronic general purpose computer?
IBM?
No. It's got a famous name. I remember this when I started studying computers like back in 9th grade.
I remember seeing the computer Commodore.
No. ENIAC. That was like back in the 40s. Remember?
ENIAC.
The computer would basically take up an entire room.
That's probably where I wrote what type of a computer I wrote my program on.
I did that too. We had one like that at Maxwell a long time ago.
Yeah, it takes up the whole length and most of the height of one room. You know what surprised me, Shirley?
What?
I don't see how ENIAC and those earlier computers stayed cool
That's a good.
with all
Yeah,
the
that's
heat
a
they
good question.
generated.
Okay. All right, here's a good classic one. What was the first ever reality TV show? And I'm going to give you this clue right now. MTV.
Oh, God. Oh, I can't think of it right now. I want my MTV.
No. Let me think. If it's not phony, it's
True TV.
no.
Real TV.
Okay, you got the real part right. There's just one other word with it.
Real.
What's another word for planet?
Goodness.
No. What's another word for planet?
I have no idea.
The real world.
Oh.
That was the very first
All right.
reality show. It was on MTV, I remember. Because one of the first people in that group, I believe her name was Julie. She was from Alabama.
No, it's
So that's why I knew about that one. Okay. All right. What marine animal is known for having the most deadly venom?
a scorpion fish.
Not
A
quite.
stonefish.
Nope.
Oh, it's a scorpion
Rattlesnake?
fish. A spine fish.
Oh, wait. Hold
I
on.
don't know.
Wait. Stop, Janet. Sajo, what'd you say?
Rattlesnakes?
No. It's what marine animal?
Oh, what's that other one with the? And it's overrunning Florida. Oh. Pufferfish.
Peanut butter and blank sandwich.
A jellyfish.
I'll give it to you because it's actually a box jellyfish.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, the you know what jellyfish would be deadlier than that?
What?
A Portuguese man of war.
Mm-hmm.
A Portuguese man of war.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Try to remember. There we go. Let's see. All right. This has made it into the news recently. What type of insect is now being reported in 17 different states? It stings, packs a punch, and it could potentially be fatal for those with allergic reactions.
Killer Africanized bees.
No, not quite. Now I'll tell you, they're mostly found in the southeast, including Texas.
Fire ants.
Kind of, sort of. I'm going to tell you this one. It's called invasive Asian needle ants.
I know. I've never heard of that one. The
Yeah,
last one I knew was that was an invasive species was the fire ant.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the Asian needle ant. It's prompting warnings of potentially deadly stings as they invade backyards across the South. Now they're not big, and the scientific name for this thing is the Brachyponera chinensis. It's only 3/16 of an inch long, but
You mean
it's
about
bite.
like this? You mean about like that
Yeah,
or smaller?
yeah. And the thing is, you know, if for people who have like allergic reactions to the fire ant bite or whatever, this could be even deadlier. So now, fortunately,
Yeah, they probably swarm like fire ants too.
But yeah, it's in several states, including Texas. So it's just as bad as
Are
the.
there any in Alabama? Yeah.
Probably. I bet Alabama's in the list too.
You know what? There's an ant that hurts like crap. And there is a tribe in Africa that uses these bullet ants as their rite of passage. They would take a bunch of bullet ants and put them in a container, and the young men who are undergoing the rite of passage have to put their hand in the middle of a bunch of bullet ants
Yeah.
and hold
Okay.
it in there as long as they can.
Okay.
Next.
Here it is. Let's see. The Asian needle ants are a threat to native ant species that are critical to the ecosystem. They're native to China, Japan, and Korea, and they invaded the southeast United States in 1932. But just now
How
been
did they
reported in
get
17
here?
states. Probably by a ship.
That
yeah.
is why they have the agricultural inspections in places like Australia, the agricultural inspections.
Yeah, but here it is. How to spot an Asian needle ant. A small but mighty creature only 0.2 inches long. They're not easily identifiable according to the USDA. They're shiny with a dark brown to black head and torso and lighter orange-brown antenna and likes to resemble other species. The ants may find shelter in forest areas, near homes and businesses, under mulch, pavers, or landscape timbers, the USDA reports. To be safe from the ants, take care around potential nesting areas such as rocks, logs, rotting wood, and leaf litter. So, but yeah, that oh brother. I'm going to ask this question, but I'm going to tell you the answer because this is a tough one. In 2009, a New Zealander legally changed his name to one that was 99 characters long after losing a bet while drunk. So, this is the guy's name. Ready for this? Here we go. Full Metal Havoc, more sexy and intelligent than Spock and all the superheroes combined with Frost Nova.
Wow.
I never would have thought that.
I don't think anybody would, to be honest. Okay, now you know the famous Tootsie Pop commercial where the owl asks, where a kid asks, "How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?" Well, believe it or not, students at Purdue University engineered a licking machine to find out once and for all how many licks it does take to get to that center of a Tootsie Pop. Within 10, how many licks did it actually take?
10.
Way, way higher.
Let's see. 100.
Still got to go higher than that.
200.
200.
Keep going.
300.
1,000.
Yeah, you're getting there. Higher.
1,500.
No, Janet, you're going too high.
Oh,
1,300.
Still too high.
1,200.
Get way lower.
1,500.
Way lower.
1,000.
Way lower.
50.
Higher.
60.
Way higher than that. Remember, you got into the 300 range.
301.
Higher.
310.
Higher.
900.
320.
Janet's getting into the range. Keep going, Janet.
330.
Keep going.
340.
Keep going.
350.
350.
Keep going.
360.
360.
All right, stop.
370.
Okay, whoa, stop. I'm going to give it to you because it's 364.
Ooh. 364 licks.
Yep. That's how many licks it takes to get to the Tootsie Roll center, through the Tootsie Roll center of the Tootsie Pop. In other words, the whole thing, not just get to the center.
Yeah, and there's a commercial. He said, how many later? The world may never know. Now we do. 364.
That is one of, yep, that is one of the most classic commercials of all time. Okay. Human women go through menopause, but two other female mammals also go through menopause. What are they?
A dog?
Nope.
No. A cat? A cow?
Nope. They're both bigger.
An elephant?
That's one.
And a giraffe?
No. The other one is a marine mammal.
A whale?
Which type of whale?
Humpback?
That's it. Got it. Janet got it. Humpback whale. It's humans, elephants.
Humpback whale and an elephant?
Yeah, humans,
Nice.
elephants, and humpback whales. The three female species that have menopause. So maybe that's why some elephants go rogue sometimes.
Actually, if you look real close at a male elephant, when they go into musk or they go crazy time, you will see this little, what looks like a teardrop by their eye. That is musk. And that's when you really got to watch the males when they go rogue.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh, wow. This is a funny one. A broken laser pointer was the first item ever sold on what?
eBay.
Yep. eBay, the first ever item on eBay, a broken laser pointer. Let's see. Let's see. Which TV show is known for the phrase "Winter is coming"?
TV show?
Yep.
No idea.
This should help. Remember when Tim would always say Daenerys, Daenerys, Daenerys?
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Game of
Yep.
Thrones?
Game
Game
of
of Thrones.
Yep. Daenerys, Daenerys, Daenerys.
Marsha, Marsha, Marsha.
Okay, bear with me. Sorry, I'm uber tired. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Which sport was originally played with a stuffed pig's bladder?
Which what?
Which sport was originally played with a stuffed pig's bladder?
Soccer?
Football?
You're both right.
Football?
Yeah, football and
Football
soccer.
Soccer are two different names for the same game.
Yeah.
Soccer
Because-
in the U.S., football in the U.K.
No, football in the U.S., soccer everywhere else in the world.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, my brain is effing up.
It's Friday. Well, it's Friday. It's fine.
And I'm in a partial food coma.
All right. What does USB stand for?
Universal Serial Bus.
Bus.
That's correct.
We both got it, Mike.
Yep. Like I said, this is all for fun. We don't do points. we're just like whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter.
Next.
Let's see. Excuse me, sorry. Let's see. Which country hosted the 2016 Summer Olympics?
Paris.
No, what
No,
country?
France.
Country.
Brazil.
France.
Got it. Sancho got it.
Japan.
Brazil. Sancho got it. It was Brazil.
Okay, good Brazil. Good Brazil.
Mm-hmm. By the way, here's something interesting to note. We've got the World Cup coming in 2026 here. Then we also got the 2028 Summer Olympics coming here. Of course, I'm going to say this once. With you-know-who in there, a lot of countries may not be coming. Right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say on it. Let's see. Bear with me, Growl. Alright. Andy Warhol's most famous painting is of what?
Campbell's tomato soup cans.
That's correct.
It's funny the little bits of trivia I remember in this little old dismal brain of mine.
Well, hey, it's good to be it's good to be an encyclopedia of useless trivia, right?
Right.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to find different questions here. All right. Let's see. Bear with me, Growl.
All right. Don't go
Okay.
to sleep on us, Shirley.
I'm not. I'm not. Huh. Okay. Though smoking is illegal on flights, what piece of smoking paraphernalia must be kept on every plane in case of an emergency?
Smoking material. Smoking. I want to say it's cannabis, but that's not true.
No. What piece of smoking paraphernalia must be kept on every...
Cigarettes?
No.
I don't know.
What do you crutch a cigarette in?
Oh.
Ashtray.
Yeah.
Ashtray.
Ashtray.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh. Okay. This, not too many people will know this.
Okay.
How can you distinguish a male lobster from a female lobster? There's a certain place that you could look and tell.
I give.
If you turn a lobster over, there is a little triangular plate.
Oh.
And the female's shape is different when they're full of eggs. You could like pull back the top and see all the egg row in there.
Oh, okay.
And usually you let them go. I learned that watching this guy feast his way through Vietnam, and they would take or was that crab? It was crabs, not lobsters, excuse me.
That's all right.
And cook the eggs in with their dishes. Okay, go ahead. Your turn.
Okay. Alright, here's an interesting one. The fictitious name John Doe was first used in British courts to represent the unknown plaintiff in a real-life property suit. What fictitious name was used for the defendant?
John Doe. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm going to tell you this one. Richard Roe. So it was John Doe versus Richard Roe. Okay, what musical keys do most cars honk in?
C,
No?
B.
Nope.
Which way? Am I going the wrong way?
Yeah, you're going backwards.
A,
Nope.
B flat?
No?
I have no idea.
The key of F or F sharp. Alright. What notable organ are moths missing?
What? Oregon?
No, what notable organ are moths missing?
Ears?
No.
Heart?
No.
Lungs?
No. What do you... When you have food, what do you usually go into?
Cuckoo?
No.
Run the question by me again.
What notable organ are moths missing?
Stomach?
Yeah! The stomach. They consume nutrients stored in their tissue instead of eating food. Very interesting. Let's see. Which tennis tournament is played on a grass court? Because it's about to start pretty soon.
Not Wimbledon.
Yes, it is. It's
on a-
Wimbledon. Janet, it is Wimbledon.
I thought Wimbledon was played on a clay court.
That's the French Open. French Open is played on clay. Wimbledon is played on grass. Oh, anyway. Let's see.
Yep.
Alright, here's a good one. Back to the Future made what kind of car popular?
DeLorean.
Yep. Although it was so strange, there were only, I think, 6. I think there were only 6 or 10 made in the entire world. Okay. Alright, here's a 2-in-1 question. Which singer is known for the hit single Rolling in the Deep, and who sang the theme song for the James Bond movie Skyfall?
Adele.
Yep.
The Academy Award winner.
Yep. It's Adele, and she did both, so... Let's see. I'll do maybe a few more questions. Let's see. Alright, within 3 years, what year was the first email sent?
The other one?
What'd you say?
The other one?
Nope. Too far ahead.
Right. It's right in the 90s.
No, it's actually sooner than that.
Hmm. 95?
Nope. Uh-oh, Janet, you sleep?
I'm awake. I'm just waiting for a question.
Well, I just asked it. What year was the first email sent within 3 years?
1980. 1980.
Still too high.
It wasn't arranged in the 90s.
1970.
No, it's not within range of the
1970.
90s. You're you're
1970.
you're closest, Janet. 1971.
Ah.
Ooh.
What?
That was the year of the first email. Okay. What is the art technique that uses small dots of color to create an image?
Pixels.
No? I actually remember doing that in 6th grade at Maxwell Elementary School.
I have no idea.
It's called pointillism. Let's see. Okay, what is the main ingredient in a traditional Greek tzatziki sauce? You get the question?
No, I did not get the question.
What is the main ingredient in a traditional Greek tzatziki sauce?
Tzatziki is yogurt.
That's correct. It's yogurt.
I better keep my eyes open so I can hear better.
All right. What is the French term for sliced raw meat or fish?
It ain't sashimi. God, what is it?
Yeah, it's French, not Japanese. French.
Oh, it's French. And
You drive.
car.
You drive a.
Car. Cordon bleu?
Not
Tartar?
quite. It's called carpaccio.
Okay.
I don't know what that sounds more Italian than French. Who knows?
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I got one more trivia question. Who let the dogs out?
Baja Men did.
You got it, Shirley.
Yep.
I thought it would be a little bit harder.
No, I remember the song. I remember the group too.
There is a commercial for a special type of thing for your grass, and you see all these dogs going around a swimming pool, and the neighbor looks over the fence. Hey, who let the dogs out? And you see his pug in the window. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And he breaks out of the window and goes and enjoys his dog buddies. Okay.
All right.
It is.
All right. 2 more questions, then we'll stop.
All right.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, my nose. Side of my nose is sore.
All right. Which Shakespeare play features the characters Oberon and Titania?
I know it ain't Romeo and Juliet.
Nope.
Othello?
Nope.
As You Wish?
No. Okay. When you sleep, sometimes you have a vivid.
Nightmare.
Oh, what's the
No.
opposite of a nightmare?
Oh, a dream.
Uh huh.
God, I don't know my Shakespeare. I know
Sandman.
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Got it. There you go.
Yes, Mike?
I didn't say anything.
That was
Oh, so it
Sanjo.
must have been Sajo.
Yeah, me.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
All right. Last question of the night. In which movie will you hear the phrase, "You can't handle the truth"?
A Few Good Men.
Yep. Now, here's a
I
bonus.
want the
Who,
truth. I
who
I
said
want,
it?
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Jack Nicholson.
Yep. Yeah, and Tom Cruise said, "I want the truth." That's when Jack Nicholson says, "You can't handle the
Can't
truth."
handle the truth.
Still one of the
Oh,
best
yeah.
lines ever in any movie.
Yeah. I think they both kind of chewed up the scenery in that.
Mm-hmm.
I did
All
pretty
right.
good considering I was going into a food coma.
Yep. All right. So anyway, I think that's a good point to wrap up, don't you think?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So next week, Monday we got Money Mayhem. Tuesday, political catch-up. Now, I have to make a change from Thursday to Wednesday for Pac-Man because Thursday is Juneteenth, and there will be no mail. So no mail, no show. And then of course on Friday we will be doing what's it called, Rotten Apples.
Okay.
That'll be next week.
And I will probably be in the new apartment by Monday.
All right.
Yeah.
Look at that. All right, now, before we get going here, I just want to say one thing. There will be a lot of people doing that No Kings protest tomorrow. Okay? But keep this in mind. Please, if wherever you are, be prepared. Stay hydrated for one thing. There will be a lot of places that will be warm and humid. If there's planning on rain, go buy a poncho. Don't use an umbrella. Because it's a lot
unless
easier.
you want to turn your body into a lightning rod.
Either that or, because now keep this in mind, an umbrella can also be a weapon. So,
Yeah, just ask Penguin.
yep. Yeah, an umbrella can also be a weapon. Stay hydrated, drink a lot of water, and don't do anything that could get you into trouble, okay? It's supposed to be a peaceful protest. Don't do anything that could turn it into a problem, okay?
And keep an eye out for infiltrators.
Just
To
be
frame you.
just be careful tomorrow, okay? I will be taking part in the one downtown, and I'm going to do everything by the book. I'm not going to do anything stupid, okay? That I guarantee. All right,
I
but
don't worry about you. I worry about the other goddamn people out there.
yeah, well,
And
I mean,
R.I.P. to Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys.
right, yeah, Brian Wilson, he passed away this week. And oh yeah, thoughts and prayers for Barry Sanders, the legendary football player. He actually suffered a heart attack. So, yeah. But I remember Barry Sanders, he played his entire career with the Detroit Lions. So, but yeah, like I said, just, be prepared tomorrow and just be careful. All right? Now, also, of course, as I usually say, please remember, don't drink and drive, don't text and drive, don't play on your mobile games and drive, but do think and drive, okay? Especially tomorrow, because getting in might be easy, getting out might not be, so you're going to have to exercise patience. All right, and also, please remember to wear your seatbelt. It is required by law in all 50 states. All right, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play the ending, so bear with me, growl.
Growl.
All right, with that in mind, I am going to say love, peace, and chicken grease. Everybody have a great weekend. Happy Friday the 13th today. Happy Flag Day tomorrow. Happy Father's Day on Sunday.
Alexa, stop.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
I was
right.
getting my message to remember to make coffee.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of Friday the 13th today, Flag Day tomorrow, and Father's Day on Sunday. So, dads, if you're watching this, have a good Father's Day. So, that's it. Peace.
Peace, everyone.
I'm sorry about that.